Hello, today we are going to talk about where gum originated. Now, all of this started whenever I was grocery shopping with my youngest daughter. She decided she wanted a piece of gum. So as we're looking at the different flavors of gum, we realized there was a way bigger variety of gum than we realized. She got overwhelmed with the different types of flavoring of gum they had. Some were labeled for adults and some were labeled for children. This confused her. She asked for my help. So as I was helping her choose what flavor she would like best, she asked me where gum came from. Now let me give you something to chew on. With our class survey, I learned that 88% of our class had no idea where gum came from, and only 12% had a minimal idea of where gum came from. Now, before we move on to where gum came from, or where gum originated, let's talk about the common misconceptions about gum. One is, don't swallow your gum or it will stay in your stomach for 7 years. This one is untrue. The stomach acid you contain inside your stomach will digest your gum quite easily. It would take pounds and pounds of gum for you to eat all at once in order for it to harm you. Another is that gum is made out of plastic. This is more of a misunderstanding. Gum is made out of different types of unharmful rubbers. As stated at Wrigley.com, April 1st, 2020, you will find that there are no detailed ingredients on any packets of Wrigley's gum. This is because the ingredients in Wrigley's gum has 0 harmful chemicals or rubbers in the gum. So they are not required to label it on their gum packets. It is quite interesting to discover where gum came from. It is originated from the chicle tree. The Aztecs would harvest this chicle tree for their hardwood. As they were harvesting this gum, they realized there was a type of sap. According to the 1969 book Chicle by Jennifer P. Matthews and Gilligan P. Schultz, I learned that gum goes back 11,000 years. The Aztecs would chew on this sap because they believed that it would curb their hunger, as well as help with toothaches. According to the article A Brief History of Chewing Gum, written by John Prince, the CEO of Candy Favorites, which I last accessed April 1st, 2020, these Native Americans showed the Curtis family the chicle tree sap. They enjoyed the sap so much they brought it to America. They sold it for a profit, and with that profit they used it to have it shipped to America from Mesoamerica. And soon, a world-famous name we know today heard of it. William Wrigley. In 1891, William Wrigley had a company where he sold soap. And when he heard of this chicle sap, he wanted to join the game. According to the website on Wrigley.com, which I last accessed April 1st, 2020, William Wrigley started selling different types of soap along with his gum in 1891. Because William Wrigley was ahead of the game, he already knew how to advertise for this company. There were also 12 different companies at this time that were trying to join in on the chicle tree sap game. But did you know that gum wasn't always accepted in society? It was labeled by the wealthier families that gum was only for children and single women. This was because the wealthier believed that that this was made by savages. So it was not respectable for a married woman or an adult to chew the gum. It took William Wrigley 22 years to get the perfect combination. The original ingredients were paraffin and the chicle sap. Paraffin was a type of wax coating that kept the gum from sticking together. Now let's move on to William Wrigley. Eventually, William Wrigley sold his company for $23 billion to Warren Buffett and a well-known candy company we know today as Mars. Because of this company now has different types of brands. And that includes Orbit, Double Mint, and Hubba Bubba, and many more you see here. Now that Mars and Mr. Buffett had taken over, they decided to make a bunch of different flavors other than the original spearmint and peppermint. Which now some of the crazier flavors are bacon, wasabi, and even meatball. In closing, I have informed you by discussing when and where it originated. We talked about who and how it was brought to the United States and the different fun flavors we have today. Gum is an icon of its own, and it remains a popular choice among children today. As well as a known freshener for our breath. Now, every time you offer a piece of gum to someone, remember that you are offering a piece of America's history.